So I had mentioned in a previous video that I had bid on a wrecked FZ07, Yamaha FZ07, that's a motorcycle, at a salvage auction site, Copart to be specific. And I had won the auction, so to speak. I say this in retrospect because at the time I thought I had done it. I thought I had won the auction. I thought I won the bike. However, auctions don't work that way, and I should have known better from my own experience buying and selling stuff on eBay. Yeah, I'm an eBayer. If the seller puts a reserve on an item, they don't have to sell it for anything less than that reserve price. And that is what happened here. The seller had a reserve of $1,600. My bid, a great bid, was $900. Not having bid on Copart before, I was hoping that the seller might be willing to work with me on the price. I was hoping there might be some price negotiation thing that went on. But with the online auction, I never got a chance to have that conversation. I'm not sure if the process was automated or if the seller was just quick to relist the item, but the process was new to me and left me flabbergasted. Basically, I found a bike that I was interested in and that appeared to be in usable shape from the photos on the auction site. So I watched the bike, I stalked it, and come auction day, I made time to watch the auction. Now these online auctions can have hundreds of vehicles that are auctioning off at the same time, essentially. So in this case, the auction site told me the bike would go up for sale at 10 a.m. But the auction for that specific bike didn't come around until 2 p.m. So the entire time, I'm waiting and watching this auction. And when the bike finally comes up, I appear to be the only one watching that particular vehicle. Here we go. 875. Bid. Bid at 900. I'm winning at 900. Let's see what happens. Anything. Sold. I just won it. Won it. Yes. And so it comes up at $875. I bid on it, $25. It's at $900. The little clock is spinning and bam, it runs out of time. And I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? And I won it. I won the bike. I am so excited. However, the website immediately tells me that I won the auction pending seller approval, which implies that in some circumstances, sellers do sell for less than their reserve price. So I hopefully awaited their response, hoping that they wanted to get rid of that bike more than they wanted money. Baffling to me at this point was that the auction site immediately provided me with the information that the seller had a reserve price of $1,602 and also provided me with the option of submitting a higher bid amount. And I was so surprised by these options that I failed to even notice that there was another little button that provided me with the option of keeping my current bid and declaring that I'm going to keep my current bid. I kept fixating on the notice that the website told me we were waiting on the seller's response. I thought the ball was in their court and I wanted to see what they thought of my $900 bid. What a great bid it was, and clearly it was what the market was willing to pay. Nobody else bid any higher. Why would I take any action at this point? Why would I offer to spend more money than I needed to? It doesn't make any sense. And the seller at this point hadn't asked me to spend any more money. It just seemed like a foolish option at this point to voluntarily offer to spend more money. So I chose to wait. Literally 5 minutes later, I get a counter bid from the seller. All right, so we got a counter offer. Came in already. Let's see what it is. Of $1,500. And I think to myself, great, now the negotiation process is starting. Okay, takes me to like another bid page as if my bid didn't even exist, and now it says buy it now for $1,500. And that's it. It's like a reset to a new auction, and there's no counter offer thing. All that went away. It took me to what looked exactly like a regular standard auction page with a buy it now option and nothing else. There's no other options on that page. All it said was buy it now, $1,500, And so I was flabbergasted again at this point. I didn't understand this process. It seemed illogical. This doesn't seem... I'll have to think about this. So I called the auction house in Cleveland and asked them to help explain this situation to me. How does this work? So I won an auction, and but it was on a reserve auction, and I won it for less than the reserve, and then there was the whole counter offer thing that the seller did. But then I'm just trying to understand what my options are, because like the counter offer thing just has a buy it now option, and that's it. Oh, okay. I got an email. That's why I'm calling, because I got an email that said you've been counterbid on lot number blah blah blah, and then when it said, and there's like a respond to counterbid or counter offer button. Okay, one of those could happen, or one of those could not happen. They might not counter. Okay, it might just go straight to re-auctioning it. Okay, all right. That was kind of my question as to what happened and like what my options were. So, how long do I have to respond? So then there's no, if I just leave it alone, it goes away, and there's no like fees on my end, right? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for your help. All right, bye. That's not good help. I still don't understand what's going on. So she says that I could get it for, I can either accept to buy it now for $1,500, or it's also possible that if I just ignore this, that they will come back with another offer. If I clearly have not accepted the $1,500, they'll come back with another offer of a different price. And these things are exclusive. They can be exclusive at least, or it will just go to the next auction. It will just get relisted for the next auction. And do I get possible fees for this? She doesn't know. So really, I love Copart. This is a great experience so far. So it doesn't sound like I'm gonna get fees according to what she said, but she didn't say I wouldn't get fees. So this is interesting. She said I might have up to 20. She said I might have like 24 hours to respond, basically, to this thing. I assume they'll notify me if there's going to be some kind of fee, and then we'll have a fight. But that call didn't help. So I didn't hit the buy now button. I passed on that bike. I just let it ride off into the wind. I later realized that there was that little button there that said keep current bid. And I keep wondering to this day, what would have happened if I had pushed that button? Keep my current bid. Keep current bid. Would it have opened up some sort of negotiation with the seller? Would I have been able to pay less than $1,500, but maybe a little more than $900 and have gotten the bike? Would I have gotten that bike? What would have been? We will all go to bed wondering tonight. But don't fret, because we got another bike, and I'm gonna build it into something fancy. And it's gonna be more exciting than the FZ07 would have been. The FZ07 might have been fun to ride, but this bike is gonna be fun to build. So I'm gonna have a detailed build series on this new bike, which is a Honda Goldwing that I'm transforming into something completely non-Goldwing. I think you're gonna love it. I'm thinking I'm gonna love it. And it should be an interesting build series because I like to go into detail on these things, and we're gonna dive deep on this build so that you will have a great understanding of how this bike is built, and not only that, but all the thinking that went into creating this thing. The trials, the tribulations, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the glory. Don't forget the glory. That's where we're headed. We're headed towards glory with this Goldwing build. I hope you'll come along, subscribe to this channel, like all the videos, and be entertained. For God's sakes, be entertained.